And that actually bumped Brazil to first place. They have 6 stability. Pardon me, 6 happiness, 39 gold per turn. They're doing well. Their coffers are looking okay. We'll do a little world analysis once we hit the bottom of turn. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? That's a Newfoundland city over there. I didn't notice that at first. Americans throwing a whole bunch of everything. Same with the Irish. They're throwing a whole bunch of everything at the city, just getting shot out of the sea. I mean, the Mexicans got a pretty defensive position here. This is just not... I mean, the Americans, they do have a swordsman on the way. A very powerful... Did anyone choose Denmark? No. But you can do exclamation Civ in the chat to bring up a fancy sheet to see who is who. Yeah, this is just a very defensive position for Mexico. I don't see much value. They should get that great general up here to help out and provide some buffs, but it's Guadal's end of the medieval era, and Canada and Lebanon have now just made a declaration of friendship. They're hanging out. So what was happening over here? I see. So, oh, I see. So Newfoundland settled a city called Corner Brook over here, way far away. Kind of behind Portuguese lines, actually, on the landmass that they share. And they're shooting at the scout that's floating around. Interesting. Yeah, the Americans are losing units all over the place here. They're just getting shot out of the sea. Because they have that trireme nearby. That's straight up just naval superiority that they have. Uh-oh. Another war declaration. The Han Dynasty has decided that they do not want the city-state of Brussels nearby. And they have declared war on the city-state of Brussels. Their high science nation over here decided that Brussels should no longer exist. Unless they want those lands for themselves, which they could. They have a few of their unique units, the Chung Spearmen. They actually have quite the military going on here. But it is a very defensive location as well. They do have a trireme available, so at least they have some naval combat happening, shooting at the city. And speaking of the Han Dynasty, China and the Han Dynasty and Canada have just made a declaration of friendship. Almost like real life, in fact. Very recent news. China and Canada doing some pretty good trade deals, it seems. Back to Portugal and Newfoundland here. It's not going well for the Portuguese, potentially. Is that a Newfoundland archer unit wiped out? Not quite, not yet. Warriors, it's only just basic warriors getting shot by the city and the archers in St. John's. And more archers over here. Yeah, those warriors are gone. That's a warrior unit down. Those scouts are down. Almost down by Corner Brook. Americans getting shot out. It's almost... the Americans landing at the equivalent of Normandy here at this point. Han Dynasty attacking Brussels. Again, on a very defensive location. They're just getting units shot out of the sea. But at least they do have a bit of a navy over there, so it's a bit more than not. Brussels requests units. I don't know if anyone else has met Brussels yet, but they do have... You know what? The Han Dynasty have quite an amount of units nearby. They're doing well for happiness. They got a good population. Their science is pretty high. Their treasury is in the green, but not like too much. 3 gold per turn. They have archers coming. They have actually a slight navy. They got their unique young spearmen. They have swordsmen nearby. This is there's a lot happening here. Jadwiga has completed the Parthenon in the holy city of Krakow. Daniel O'Connell has just settled another city. That's the fourth city over here. Sort of encroaching on Norwegian lands, but Norway does have Tunsberg settled up here to the north. The Norwegians also have one of their unique 2, 3, 4 of the 5. Oh God, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 of their unique unit. The Birkebeiner. Yep. And Brussels is asking for help from the world. I could just gift them a nuclear cell. They won't mind, right? That is a archer unit from Newfoundland, yes. Newfoundland archer unit has been wiped. Cornerbrook still chipping away at those Portuguese scouts hanging around their island there, or their little peninsula. Oh, Newfoundland just popped a great unit. The first Civ to reach 300 points, Pedro II of Brazil. That is Ebenque's representative. I got it. Oh boy, wow, those swordsmen embarked. Brussels is in a spot of danger. Han Dynasty have definitely sent a lot of their... They're actually sort of playing this smart. They're sending their weaker units in first so that they can absorb a bunch of hits, and then their stronger units are going to be embarking shortly after. In fact, right here... Oh, the Aztecs have sent a trireme over to see what the hell is happening. But the Han have a swordsman unit adjacent to Brussels now. 2 of their Chiang spearmen are nearby. Archers are nearby. And they have quite the military built up as well, moving south. As we are going into turn 60. In fact, the Aztecs have quite the naval superiority right now, too. They got 4 triremes over here. They have a trireme checking out what's going on over there in Brussels. They have 2 swordsmen over here. A group of horsemen, a couple of warriors sitting around there. They're unique Otomi. Wouldn't surprise me if the Aztec are mobilizing against somebody or something. Oh, there's a peace deal has just been made between Portugal and Newfoundland. But the siege of... the assault of Veracruz is continuing. Not well, unfortunately, as it seems, for the Americans. And there it is. Yeah, there's the war declaration that I thought. Peace has been made with Portugal and Newfoundland. I don't see much that happen. Oh my god, a whole bunch of everything's happening this turn. France and the Aztecs are now friends. Mackenzie King has just declared war on Adenauer. Really? They were friends before. Canada and West Germany were religious pals hanging out with each other, but now they've just declared war on each other. After Portugal made peace with Newfoundland, it seems Aztec have decided that they want a piece of Newfoundland as well. Oh, dearie me. Okay, some stuff's happening here. The peace deal between Portugal and Newfoundland. I don't see any cities changing control. Oh my god, yes I did. Wow. So in that peace deal, Portugal was able to get the city of Cornerbrook that Newfoundland settled behind them. Really? Was Newfoundland that scared of Portugal? I mean, they're on the bottom of points there. Edward Morris, 194. Portugal's got 253. Wow. Okay, well, that's a city shifted control very quickly. And just as if that wasn't humiliating enough, the Aztec under Oscarus, or well, Oscarus's Aztec has now decided that they want a piece of Newfoundland, although they are kind of going the wrong way. They're going to have to get through Brazil to get to Newfoundland, so I don't know how long that war declaration is going to be lasting for. They probably saw this city over here, didn't like it. But that was in between... when this was Newfoundland territory, which is now Portuguese territory, puppeting Corner broke. Are you conquering or being conquered? Currently, Mark's Americans have declared war on you, and you are holding it down. The Americans have only a northern path to you here. They have a northern path here, through this hill. They have a huge mountain range to cross that they just can't cross it. They got these hill tiles that they have to pass here on land. And whatever they're trying to send by the sea is getting shot to shit by Veracruz city defenders, as well as the trireme there, the boat, the military ship that is actually just shooting at things, as well as the archers defending. So it's not a very good attack from the Americans from the north here. France and the Aztecs have made a declaration of friendship. And in fact, you know what? This is the war that surprised me. Canada and West Germany were friends. They were hanging out. They were religious buddies. They founded religion together. And Canada has decided that West Germany should not exist anymore, it seems. Canada the aggressors on West Germany. And we'll check out the stats here. All right, here comes the battle between Canada and West Germany, right in the thick of it here. Who picked Canada? That was Falconix. Falconix picked Canada under Mackenzie King. He was Prime Minister at the time of World War II. Oh, this is quite the battle. They fighting. There's some definite combat here. Yeah, those are swordsmen attacking lowly archers. Yeah, those Han swordsmen are definitely much more powerful than your basic warriors. Brussels is definitely in a spot of danger. It has turned 61, the year 1560 BC. Let's see what the world is looking like here. World rankings in terms of population. Brazil with the highest amount of population at 1.77 million people. Portugal second place there. Imon de Valera third, 1,200 or 1.2 million there. Poland with 1.5. Essex fifth place. In terms of crops, Brazil also with the most amount of crops. Portugal with the second most. Manufactured goods. Portugal in first. Poland in second. Canada third there. Gold, doing well. West Germany is not doing so good in terms of active money. Really? Just Portugal's got 71 gold per turn right now? Seriously? 51 gold per turn. That is pretty good. Yeah, Portuguese coffers are doing well. They're producing. They got a lot of food. Poland actually has the strongest military right now. I believe that's Patrick's Poland. In fact, Patrick's Poland's doing quite well. Fifth in terms of the number of cities, fourth in population, second in land square kilometers. Highest active military duty. They got a big military, do they? Yeah, they got some military. It wouldn't surprise me if they're mobilizing against somebody. What about the approval rating? That's a fun stat. Ignore the first place there. Let's see. Newfoundland, Germany, the Chipewyan, and West Germany have a 100% approval rating. At the bottom of the barrel is Canada and France, and I believe that's Andrew Jackson. Yes. Canada, France, and Andrew Jackson's America at 57% approval rating. Seems the people are not fond of that Canadian war that was just declared there. In terms of literacy, this is a funny thing here. It's 22% of the population of the Aztecs are literate, as things stand, of course. The world is still young. It is the medieval era. Not everyone knows how to read. No, there's only been one denouncing, and that was Germany of Andrew Jackson denouncing Andrew Jackson's America there. Meanwhile, the dumbest people in the world currently are the... Oh, dearie me. The Chippewayan, in fact, are currently the dumbest people, the most illiterate people. 0% of the Chippewayan population is illiterate. Or, pardon me, 0% is literate, rather. How did that happen? Guys, Brad, you gotta teach your people how to read, man. Social standing. Yeah, that's whatever it is what it is. Happiness is a fun stat. West Germans. 26. Net happiness. That is the highest happiness stat in the game by quite a margin. Newfoundland was 17. The Germans, the Chippewayans, you know, the Chippewayans, they're happy. They're happy. They may not know how to read, but they're happy. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the barrel is Canada, France, and Andrew Jackson's America. They're actually at -1 net happiness. So those are the three bottom civs currently with the bottom 3 approval rating, and they're also not very happy, as it turns out. Chippewayan have 18 science output, the highest being Pilsudski's Poland. That's Patrick's Poland at 47. What about the money? You know, money's important. Most amount of money currently is Brazil. They got 999 didgeridoos in the bank. The Han Dynasty have 21 didgeridoos, or 29 didgeridoos in the bank. It's funding their military. Unfortunately, this line chart doesn't work. This is good to look at, and it's not working, sadly. We do have this graph, of course. Score, yeah, it's pretty stable. Military there is looking still stable there. Net gold is pretty all over the place. But Brazil is doing quite well for themselves in terms of money. Oh dear, someone's in the bottom of the bus here. Is that the Chippewayan? No, that's Mexico, in fact. We're in turn 61 currently. Turn 59 2 turns ago. It was Mexico, actually. The most broke, as it turns out. Alright, this is an interesting chart here. This is the happiness graph here. You can see it was pretty stable for a bit, and then it just tanked for, I believe that's Canada? Yes, it is. That red line going across here, that's Canada. That was kind of leveled and then just went straight down. That's also France. That has gone straight down into the gutter. Andrew Jackson's America, straight down into the gutter. Why is France not happy? What's happening over there? What's happening in France? That they are indeed unhappy. Oh, probably because of overpopulation, if I had to guess. One of the religious foundings is fertility rights. And there might be touch of overpopulation. Yeah, that's why. I call them the French. Why are the French so unhappy? What's happening over there? World Factbook. France. They have the least amount of money. They have the least amount of happiness. They're the lowest amount of tech discovered. Second lowest social policies. Lowest head of state approval. Lowest literacy rate. Aside from the triple line. Population, 282,000. No, it's not overpopulation. They're on the bottom of the barrel in terms of population. They don't really have many luxury resources then, is that why? They got marble, they got gems. Another instance of gems, but they haven't traded with anybody. It's just not very resource happy land that they're in. They are completely alone. They have no city-states nearby. Well, they kind of do. But they got to start sending out cargo ships. Yeah, they do have one. They have the French going all the way to the Aztec. Oh, that's why they're friends now, because they're trading. They're hanging out. Well, we'll see how the French do as the battle between Canada and West Germany rages on. Newfoundlanders picking off whatever the... Uh-oh. Oh, here it comes! The American Civil War is happening. America has just denounced America. The American Civil War could happen once again. North versus South, part 700. What's up, Durya? The Han Dynasty is still chipping away at Brussels. In fact, Brussels is now under siege. But they have a lot of units nearby, and Brussels has nobody, so I expect the Han to take Brussels soon. West Germany has just added a Reformation belief to their religion. So they're still in third place there. Duryu, you are joining us here. Duryu, your representatives are Daniel O'Connell's Ireland, who is hanging out, so far so good, peacefully with Arkholt's Norwegians to the west over here. And Patrick, Cool Cucumber, you've seen him, hanging out, coexisting with Pat's Polish. Although I don't know for how much longer. There is a bit of border friction happening here, but well, so far so okay. The Thunderdome is... So, I think, yeah, shortly after you disappeared, Clumsy, some sauce happened. So the Portuguese have attacked St. John's. They did a little bit of damage on their front lines over here. Sneaking past them was actually a Newfoundland settler that settled Corner Brook behind Portuguese lands over here. And during it, I suppose Newfoundland settled for peace against Portugal. And in that peace deal, now Portugal is puppeting Corner Brook. And so shortly after that peace deal, the Aztec declared war on Newfoundland. They figured, well, Portugal had their turn, now the Aztec won in. Although they're not going to do much with it, I don't think. Because the Aztec have no military anywhere nearby. Like your lands are over here, the Aztec are over here, and in between them is a pretty large Brazil right now. I suspect because Corner Brook was settled over here, the Aztec probably saw that as offensive. And then shortly after the Portuguese took it, now I'm not so sure what the Aztec are going to do in this war. Aside from lose a few scouts patrolling their lands. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. They're going to have to negotiate some open borders with Brazil if they want to try to get to. And even if they do, they got quite the jungle to get through. But in terms of everything else in the Thunderdome, the Chippewayan are trying. They're trying to continue to exist. You're excited to see Corner Brook as a city name? What's up with Corner Brook? I mean, it belongs to my Portuguese now, but you know, we don't need to talk about that. And just recently, again, America has denounced America. Now, I don't know which America did the denouncing. We can see that in a second. It was Mark's America denounced Austin 825's America. So FDR does not trust Andrew Jackson. So this is FDR's lands over here, which is currently attacking Mexico from the north from this very thin bit of tile here. It's not going well. In fact, the Mexicans are actually gaining ground. Now, they only have a warrior up here, which is going to get shreked in a moment, but they do have some naval support. As America, yes. So FDR over here has denounced Andrew Jackson's America over hither. We return back to the Canadian War with West Germany. Ooh, West Germany launching catapults now. Ow. They were in such harmony together, these two religious cities, and now... That's a little Mexican, okay? Alright, got it. Veracruz just popped a great person of some sort. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy, everyone wants a piece of Edward Morris from Newfoundland now. Everyone wants a piece. Brazil has just declared war on Newfoundland, and so too has the Chippewayan tribe. Has just declared war on Newfoundland. That is 4 civs. Well, 3 currently, but 4 total so far has just declared war on Newfoundland, and 3 of them are current. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Is there some sort of... Okay, at Pantheon, the Aztecs have just begun worshipping, they've chosen oral tradition. +1 culture from plantations. Can the Aztecs make use of plantations? They got bananas there. I think dyes use plantations. That's 2... Alright. Yeah, Brazil has declared war on Edward Morris at the same exact time. So too has Brad's Chippewayan tribe from the north as well. So, I mean, the Aztec, they gotta... Unless they've gotten... unless they're pals with Brazil, I mean, the Aztec are still quite a ways out from being able to get to Newfoundland territory. But, I mean, Brazil and the Chippewayan are much, much closer. Well, this could get ugly. Newfoundland, so far, they're not in last place, though. They are, they're kind of in the middle. Well, near the bottom, actually. 199 points currently. Compared to Tana del Tour's 149 points there. Alright, well, it's going to get bloody. Canadian ships and sailors getting shot out of the water by the West Germans. Oh, whoa, 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 the Thunderdome is picking up. The Aztec and the Portuguese have just declared war on... Oh my god, there's a whole bunch of shit happening now. Oh, it's getting saucy. The Thunderdome's moving. We actually have a slight world war happening now at this, a bit of, maybe like a coalition war of some sort happening. As Portugal and the Aztec have just declared war on Brazil. And Bismarck, which is Untendo's Germany, has just declared war on Marx America, FDR. Do you have any allies? At this moment, undisclosed. So Itzia might have a little bit of support from the Germans nearby, from Untendo's Germans. But Sao Paulo is under siege and it is not well defended. The Thunderdome is wrapping up, or it's actually just beginning, it seems. Salvador has a decent defense, but Sao Paulo is... Oh yeah, Sao Paulo could be the first city to actually fall via... Make Texas and New Mexico Mexican again. Did you know for a brief period in time, Texas was actually its own country? The Republic of Texas. The independent city-state of Brussels may fall soon to the Han Dynasty. No, it was. It was. Texas was its own country for a period of time. I think 392-ish days? The Republic of Texas. Alright, so hey, well, the Thunderdome has definitely taken off. Everyone currently in the Thunderdome, minus Nelson's Poland down here. The only one in the, and Lebanon. Jomez's Lebanon hanging out, kind of keeping to their corner. They don't want a piece of this smoke. They don't want any of this. And Poland, despite having among the strongest military. No. It's real. It was a real country. It's not that it wanted to be, it was. Now Quebec. Different. Well, we're going to have to see what Poland decides to do. If they're going to act on anything. Because they got some border friction with Brazil as well, so, I mean, Brazil being in the center of this Thunderdome is already a pickle, potentially. Well, I gotta see. I wish this graph worked so I could see why. Why the Newfoundland. Well, the Newfoundlanders is uh-oh. Brazil is actually in open rebellion currently, let alone at war with two civilizations attacking them. They're straight up in open rebellion. Oh dear. It's not going well for Brazil at this moment. They were ahead in points, and now they've just... They're still on top of points, but... And Poland's got to be attacking this turn, right? Surely. They're mobilizing. They have to. And meanwhile, Bismarck declaring war on FDR. How is that going to play out here? Ah, I see. So Bismarck decide they're going to have a little Operation Barbarossa going on over here. And it looks like they're going to be moving towards Chicago, it seems. So now FDR is fighting two wars on two separate fronts with a giant mountain range in between. So granted, FDR does have a very defensive position up here from this mountain range, but you know, it's separating his units too. I don't imagine that war declaration from Bismarck is going to help him too much. Ireland is still at war with this city-state, but they have decided to stop attacking. Although Brussels, this city-state is about to fall to the Han dynasty for sure. This turn, I'm fairly positive the Han are about to take the city-state. The battle rages on between West Germany and Canada. It does seem like West Germany does have the advantage. Canada were the invaders here. Oh, there's a scout kind of trapped in there, I guess. Oh, Portugal settled another city. Guimarães over there. That's a Chippewayan ship. Shooting at, I believe, a Newfoundland ship, yeah. Okay, Chicago shooting at German landing troops. Yeah, that ship has definitely been crunched. Being shot by catapults and arrows. Yeah, Sao Paulo is very much under siege. It's not well defended. Sao Paulo is being hurt. Indeed. Although in the long run, it might have helped them. And the fact that they're not beside the water. So that way they're out of range of naval ships. As opposed to land ships, I guess. Canadians have West Germany, actually, they're completely surrounded there a bit. Those are Brazilian swordsmen, much more powerful than spearmen from the previous age. Oh, those chariot archers from the Chippewayan tribe shooting at... Oh, and there goes the ship. A Newfie trireme has sunk. Ooh, the Han Dynasty has just completed a world wonder Colossus. I believe that helps with sea lanes. And Brussels is about to fall. And there it is. The city-state has been removed from the game and captured by the Han Dynasty. And down goes Brussels. And this is the man to do it. Emperor Wu. Turn 65, 1400 BC. Pedro's still in the lead. Yeah, the independent city of Brussels has fallen. What's going on with this religious war over here? Yeah, okay, so the Canadians got a few military units going for a bit of a flank by the sea here. I guess they're going to try and surround Bonn? Because Canadians definitely have much more of a military going on than West Germany does. In fact, Bonn could fall in a couple turns' time. How's poor old Newfoundland doing? They're still doing okay. I mean, Newfoundland's like... They might be getting attacked from a few sides, but... in a way, they're being helped out by the Portuguese and the Aztec pincering Brazil. And in doing so, Brazil is now getting... Like, Brazil is this bright green color here that you can see, right? The Aztec from the southeast and the Portuguese from the northwest. Surrounding... It looks to be a race to Sao Paulo. Yeah, so far Newfoundland's doing okay. I mean, they only have the Chippewayan attacking you at this moment, and there's not much worry from the Chippewayan tribe there attacking Newfoundland. Like, they're doing a little bit of damage, but it seems to be a bit of a distraction. The Germans are chipping away at the American units to the east of the mountain range there. Jadwiga's Poland, that's Patrick's Poland, in second place in terms of overall score. But we haven't seen any form of combat from only 2 separate sections of the map so far. We've seen combat pretty much everywhere else on the map except for where, except for France's independent island over there, and the other island of where Norway, Ireland, and Poland are hanging out. They're the only ones who are at ease with each other. Everyone else is in open hostility. In fact, Mexico has just denounced Germany. Mexico saw Germany attacking FDR from the east and figured, you know what, that's not cool, man. This is our battle to fight, I guess. That's an unfortunate placement for units. And because the Irish didn't arrange for peace with the city-state, they're still losing units to the city-state shooting at them. It's just a stupid, stupid war from Imon de Valera, Ireland, which is Putin's Ireland. Ooh, what's this? The Han Dynasty are sending a unit of their unique Chung Spearmen to the west, potentially as a bit of a... They also have a trireme until potentially as a bit of a, maybe a seafaring scout of some sort. They're trying to see what's going on over here. Are we still friends with... who? Who's WG hits you? West Germany. Is Mexico friends with West Germany? Well, let's go over it. Let's check the world diplomacy. Newfoundland is at war with the Aztecs, Brazil, and the Chippewayan. America, FDR, is at war with Germany and Mexico and denounced other America. Mexico denounced Germany and at war with America, so no friendships there. Norway, Hakon the Fourth, no relationships to be reported. The Aztecs, at war with Newfoundland and Brazil and friends with France. Jadwiga, no friends to be noted, or no relationships to be noted. French, friends with the Aztecs, Pilsudski. Yeah, here it is. Mackenzie King, at war with West Germany, friends with Lebanon, friends with Han, backstabbed West Germany. That's true. They did attack them after a friend declaration. That is true. The traitorous Canadians. This landmass right here of Norway to the northwest, Ireland kind of in the center here, and Poland to the south. This landmass, this moon-shaped landmass here, is the only landmass that has not seen combat yet of any form, outside of France's lowly island to themselves. Ah, I see. So we'll see how much longer this peace lasts, but yeah, they're still going. What happened here? Yeah, Mexico denounced Germany. Canada added a Reformation belief to their religion. And Brazil has entered the medieval era. Ooh, Bonn is in range of Canadian catapults now. Sao Paulo could fall this turn, actually. From combined forces of Portugal and Aztec combined arms here. Newfoundland and Germany has just entered the medieval era. Veracruz still shooting at American invaders under no threat whatsoever. Oh, is this it? The fall of Sao Paulo? It is. Sao Paulo has been captured by the Aztecs. The American Civ 5 leader in this game is George Washington. Man, Poutines Ireland really needs to just sue for peace against that city-state, because anything they have sailing by is just getting shot. I don't know what they're doing. Alright, let's see. West Germany's religion has increased. Ooh, Canada and West Germany have just made peace. What was the peace deal looking like here? I don't see any city exchanges here. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Andrew Jackson just settled Charleston over here. Not the strongest city in the world, I'll tell you that, but... Alright, well... Hopefully Canada got some form of war reparations. Because they're definitely not happy after that war being branded to the world as backstabbing traitors. I wish I was able to see what... I mean, West Germany is still the most happy civ. It might not be doing too hot in terms of cities, population, gold, military, crops, but you know what? They're happy. In fact, they're the most happy across the entire world right now. Canada, however, is the most unhappy. Well, there's peace over there. Lebanon has founded the holy religion Islam. Or sorry, the new religion in Islam in the holy city of Beirut. Hey, Jomez, there you go. You asked for the Lebanese religion? There you go. The Lebanese have a religion now. They have founded Islam. So they're chilling. You know what? While the continent that Lebanon is hanging out on is just on fire, they're just like, you know what? We're gonna keep to ourselves. Not deal with anybody, any bullshit. We're just gonna chill out in our corner. Meanwhile, Poland over here with Rastafarianism. True. Well, now that Sao Paulo is under the effect or under control of the Aztec, we're gonna have to see how this next turn goes. In fact, you know what? That peace deal just brought Adenauer to first place. 329 points there after Pedro got one of his cities captured. That brought him kind of near the middle of the pack there. The Chippewayan. Oh, they might be settling a third city soon. They have a settler over here on that water, or on this land over here. They might be moving over. Ooh, and Veracruz is actually under attack a little bit, and Archer has gotten some chip damage in. The Germans are doing not much with their invasion of the States, or of America over here. Okay, Veracruz will, they'll recover. They'll make it out of that. Puppeted São Paulo is attacking Brazilian forces there. Yeah, there's the third city by the Chippewayan there. It's a safe city. Expanded their borders for sure. Oh, what's this? The Han have settled after capturing Brussels. They moved south. They actually settled a city over here. How long has that been there? That might bother the Han. With the Chippewayan settling right here. That might bug them a bit. How much further are the Portuguese and the Aztecs going to go? Are the Aztecs going to keep pushing towards Newfoundland on the west there? I'm not sure. Okay, Germany is massing a bit of a military, but... You know what? Mexico's defenses are falling a little bit now, though. I think FDR's America has a bit, actually a lot more strength. It's eventually going to catch up to Mexico. Sure hope there's not a peace deal that just shreks Mexico by the end of it. Is this Aztec and Brazilian forces? Oh, those are Portuguese forces. Yeah. No, those are Brazilian and Portuguese forces. Fighting in the banana fields of Rio. Investigating here, Mexico and the American war over here. Yeah. It's looking a bit rough for Mexico at this moment. Mexico is holding out for quite a while, but the Americans have a much more advanced and military in terms of number and quality now. Despite all the units that they're just throwing at the city, they are very much falling behind. I think it's probably because Mexico's only got these two cities that aren't even united yet. And, like, this is a very, very weak city. They're not getting much out of this. And they've had a great general just sitting out over here in the city for nothing. If that great general was over here at the front, that would have very much helped. They could have maybe built a fort or provided some combat bonuses, but they're not doing that. Mexico is currently fourth last at the moment in terms of overall points. It may be a little bit difficult for the Mexicans to hold out on this war. Games for life with the hydration, that is very important, absolutely. Especially with all this talking I'm doing. Bismarck has just made peace with Franklin D. Roosevelt. Perhaps Bismarck just realized that attacking the American lands there wasn't worth very much, and decided to sue for peace. Games, I don't know if you're just joining us now, but if you are, welcome. Your forces of West Germany, your lands were just recently invaded by the Canadians. You two had made a declaration of friendship, and Canada decided to backstab you by invading you. You two were in perfect harmony together. You had separate religious cities nearby. And Canada decided to be a bit of a troll. And Weird Willie back at it again. Here's your cities here. Bonn and West Berlin. And Canada attacked from the west. But West Germany is now in repair mode, but they're happy. They're happy. They're chilling. Canada is now doing happy in terms of stability, but they are hemorrhaging money now. West Germany is doing very happy. I know, those traitorous Canadians. Mexico is still doing happy. I don't imagine FDR having much in terms of... No, they're still doing 8 gold per turn. They're still doing happy. I get these Americans, they're enjoying this war. They think it's a great time. Okay, so yeah, the Germans, they got the peace deal with FDR. Nothing seems to have come out of it. Maybe just a few reparations in terms of gold, potentially. Not too sure what happened there. A few extra saves heading into the medieval era there. Emon de Valera is just stagnant at this point. He lost loads of units. Uh-oh. And speaking of Germany, West Germany has now denounced Bismarck's Germany. Deciding that the Germans are not to be trusted. The defensive forces at Veracruz still sinking American ships. São Paulo is recovering still. And it seems like the combined forces of the Aztec and the Portuguese are still pushing towards Rio de Janeiro. Although they're going to need a bit more support. What is that? That is a... Oh, it's a great writer. Emon de Valera still at war with this city-state and still chucking 1 unit every, like, 7 turns. He's actually got a settler out, but if that settler goes anywhere near the city-state, it's going to get taken. Poutines Irish are have been doing questionable decisions this entire game. At the bottom of the bus is Thana del Tour, the Chippewayan tribe, Bismarck's Germany, and Edward Morris rounding out the bottom 3 of Newfoundland. Rio de Janeiro's got quite the defensive force right now. They got 3 catapults over there and a few frontliners. And the city's defenses of a strength 24, which is pretty good. But they're going to need a lot more offense to try and take that out. And plus, Poland is creeping ever so closely to potentially a Brazilian or Aztec invasion. There's a lot of Polish military lining the borders. They're probably waiting for the right moment to strike. Unfortunately, I can't see the global relations chart. It's unfortunate. Ebenq, welcome in. I'll give you a little synopsis, Ebenq, of what's going on. You are in the center of the Thunderdome. You spawned right here in Rio de Janeiro, right? You guys settled right there. Nearby, the Aztec to your east, Newfoundland to your northwest, Poland to your south, the Chippewayan far to the north, and the Portuguese to the north. Fast forward 71 turns where we currently are now, and the Aztec have been joined by the Portuguese and have taken São Paulo, and Rio de Janeiro is now on the cusp of being assaulted. And you have the Polish, this is actually Nelson's Polish, led by Józef Piłsudski. Nelson's Polish are lining their borders, and it just seems like they're either playing defense to intimidate either the Aztec or the Brazilians, or they're about to invade somebody. Because Poland's got quite the military. Like, look at this. Look at this Polish military just lining the borders. And they're at war with nobody. But it seems like it may only be a matter of time before they, reach their way in.